Welcome to the Judith TV show. Form, today's hottest celebrity relationship gist, secret romances exposed, shocking breakups shaking the internet, and couples everyone is talking about. Which gist do you believe? And which is just hype? Stay tuned for more. Welcome to the Judith TV show.
Friends, the Tuface Idibia, our own Tuface, our own legend, is having problems with his new wife, Honorable Natasha Osawaro Idibia. It's no longer news and it's no longer in doubt because there are evidences and there are videos of what has been going on, especially the latest one that happened at the live streaming of the Defreeze, where he had invited the managers of Two-Face and himself to talk about the London incident where he was arrested. You know, initially they said it's not true that the reason why he didn't perform was that he was not feeling fine. And don't forget that he had gone to London for that purpose, just to perform, I think on the 1st of either November or 1st of December. No, I think it's 1st of November. But he ended up not doing that. So the manager said that it was because he was not feeling fine. Before you know it now, I think it was Pretty Juice that said no, that he had problems with his wife, Natasha, and then she called in the police or whoever that called in the police and they arrested him, that was why. Hmm. Two-Face from frying pan to furnace, or is it from where to where now? Friends, my name is Judith, and this is the Judith TV show. In here, friends, I talk about marriage and marriage-related trending issues. And as you know, my name is Judith with a little touch, just a little touch like this of Ife Yuma. So let's talk about that Two-Face thing, my one kobo opinion, because you know the news is all over. A lot of people have done videos on that and expressing their own opinions and everything. But to be honest, I really feel pity for what is his name, Two-Face. I feel pity for him on one side, but on the other side, I don't feel pity for him. Let me start from where I don't feel pity for him. I mean, Two-Face, you had problems with Annie. It was the same like this anger issue and what have you. One expected that when you broke up with her, you know, you would have taken time to like, reinvent yourself. You would have taken time to cool off. You would have taken time to, calm down from whatever experience that, transpired between you and Annie, only for you now to jump into another relationship immediately. In fact, Annie's own, because I recall Annie was in the rehab then in Yaba, that Tiwa and Tokemaki, took her to. So before Two-Face now, when I started hearing news that that there's somebody in his life and he has moved on with somebody and all that. So this way of you have not sorted things out. You have not even worked on yourself, even if it's not going to work out between you and Annie again. But at least to calm down. I mean, what else are you rushing into women like that? You have how many children? I was thinking that Two-Face would have used that time to like be on his own, take time to discover himself. Where have I been going wrong with the women in my life or whatever? And then from all his baby mamas, is there anyone I can maybe end up with if Annie is no longer going to be in the picture and so on and so forth. But only for you now to now jump into another relationship with another woman, and before you could say praise the Lord, a lot of stories flying up, started flying up and down and everything up until now, that you are seeing what you are seeing. That's why I said I blame Two-Face on that side. But at the same time, I don't blame him because I think innocently, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I can't say that marriage does not favor him because God said it's not good for a man to be alone. So if he decides to get married, there's nothing wrong in that. But there's similarity of what played out with Annie and what played out with this other person. The only thing that Annie's own was, I think, a little bit manageable than this one. I mean, the hyper anger issues. Annie's own was a little bit manageable than this other one. And to be honest, I saw a post, where Two-Face was saying, I saw it in somebody's video where Two-Face was saying, help me, just posted, help me. And then before you know it, apparently Natasha started making problems with that again. And then he pulled down that post and all that. He took it down. And then he now came and started giving the impression that all is well and all that. I don't know why people that are abusive in their marital relationship is always quick to come to say that it is not true, even when they are dying. Remember the case of late Osinachi Nwachukwu. Even when the person is dying, the person will keep on saying, "Oh, there's nothing wrong, everything is fine," and so on and so forth until the worst happens. But God forbid it for him. So the point I'm making here is that we have seen it. I mean, for a lady, for whatever thing, that shouting at that shop, stop raising your voice on me, and so on and so forth, as if raising your voice on somebody, And I don't know Two-Face or Two-Face one on one, but I don't see him as somebody. This is one love thing. Is that what the voice that is now shouting on somebody that Anita will also now be? She couldn't even wait for them to get back to the hotel for her now to tell him, look, I don't like what you did to me, the way you were shouting and the way you're talking to me and all that and all that. So she started shouting there in a shop like that. I really do not understand. And then story now had it okay about that time, that two of them started trending, that they were into a relationship and all that. Story had it that time. Well, allegedly, because I don't know if it is true. The lady didn't come out to confirm it. That she was engaged to one guy from the southeastern part of Nigeria to get married to, and that they even have a son together that's about 11 now or so. But it was, a case of drugs and all kind of this high-handedness, disrespect, and so on and so forth. The guy just quietly, sneaked out of the country, and then I think he just relocated to Canada and all that. So this other lady was now on her own before Two-Face now came into the picture. And I also recall that Two-Face mother made a video that time saying, "Oh, my son is trapped. They use juju on my son, and so on and so forth. Nigerians should help me." Before you could, process what the woman was trying to say, the next thing we now saw the woman, welcoming the same Natasha, wearing the same, I think is it Doma, Benue cloth like that, and then the next thing they hosted her to her birthday, I think 60th birthday or something. Then I became to I don't know, is it 60th or 7? I don't know which year, but I know that they marked her birthday for her either this year or last year or so. So what am I trying to say? Two-Face, you are saying Nigerians should help you because whether you took down that post or not, a lot of people saw it, a lot of people picked it, and you don't even need anybody. You don't need to tell anybody before it's obvious that you actually need help. But the problem is that nobody will come to now because I don't know. I think you are now living in Rasha's house or so. I don't know where both of you are living, but it will be difficult for anybody to come there to tell you to come out. So you have to just make up your mind that, look, let me be safe first of all. It is somebody who is safe, who is alive, that can talk about marriage. If you really know that, you have gotten it up here, or that you needed time to breathe for, just separation for both of you to think things through, okay? You just have to leave yourself. Two-Face, you have to leave yourself. It cannot be this way. There is absolutely nothing in this marriage for you to enjoy. If it is children, you have them. I think you have about 6 or 7 children, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not a question of children, it's not a question of any, you have had women. If it isn't Pero or the one that had 2 for you that you ended up with, if Annie is no longer in the picture, as I said earlier on, is it not better than this? And if you're giving the impression, because after he took down that post, he now came to damage control level, that style now. Meanwhile, the Edo State House of Assembly, that is, Edo is in the south part of Nigeria, the Edo State House of Assembly, where the lady is an honorable member, they had already asked her, to go to the Ethics and Privilege Commission, the committee. They ordered her to appear before the Ethics and Privilege Committee of the Edo State House of Assembly because the conduct of slapping a man and all those shouting and everything, is not what is supposed to be seen done by an honorable member. So they view it as a gross misconduct, and for that reason, they referred her to appear before the Ethics and Privileges Committee of the Edo State House of Assembly for them to look into that attitude, that misconduct, and then now decide on what to do. But again, the family of this lady, that Honorable Natasha, I don't know because the families there that they're calling that she's linked to or that she's a grandchild to or whatever, there is a big family, it's a big name. Is it that they are comfortable with this way that their daughter is behaving? Because I mean, it doesn't tell anything. She has not achieved anything by slapping a man and all that. It doesn't show that you're tough. If the man wants to walk away, he walk away. The ladies that behave like that at the end of the day, they have themselves to blame. So I don't know how somebody that could come from such a background will be behaving like this. So I expected that her family should by now probably call her or call her, both of them, to talk to them to find out what is wrong and see how they can come in, right? I'm an advocate of, marriages. Two people that are into a marriage should be the ones that will be settling their matters. But when it comes to this kind of one that is now playing out, there's nothing wrong if the family should step in. Because if you can slap your husband publicly, globally, because that the freeze live that was streamed where the thing happened, I think it's on his Instagram or be Facebook page. I don't know which one, but once it is Facebook or Instagram, then it's a global platform. The thing happened. So I was thinking that by now that the family should have stepped in to find out what happened. But family or no family stepping in, we have not heard from Two-Face mother anymore. Even Two-Face brothers, I mean siblings, we are not hearing from them anymore. I recall that time Annie and Two-Face was having problem. There were a group of ladies, either the aunts or cousins of Two-Face that came together and they were like, oh, that is Peru that they want, is Peru that they know that is their wife and where are all of them now? Nobody's now talking. You guys had better leave that Peru politics of whatever and then go and see how you can rescue your cousin or your brother, whichever Two-Face is for you. Let him first of all come out from there. You people should take him to where he can be on his own and then let his brain calm down. Woman or no woman, just let his brain calm down. Because after this incident, if nothing happens, apparently the legislative arm, if they interrogate her to find out what happened and she's able to explain, oh, I'm sorry, and also and so forth, another one happened. Maybe the worst ones will now be happening inside the house. She might try as much as possible not to be doing it in such a way that people will now see it, but right inside the house this guy will be dying. So this is an opportunity for this guy to be helped at this point in time, for him to say help me. I want to believe that help me genuinely came from him, even though he took down that post. You never can tell what threat he got that made him to take down that post. Don't forget that there was a time he appeared on one podcast and said, why should a man stay with one woman, or that a man, men are born to cheat, or something like, he just said something like that is not also not responsible of him as a legend that he is. And then some people now say, I think he got home, the wife now say, come, what did you wear? That Natasha is one man sport, one man mopo. It's like you now told Two-Face, what did you no, did I hear you right? Only for Two-Face to come back and start apologizing. Two-Face started apologizing like no man's business. But at the same time, too much of everything is too bad. Let it not be that, this guy will be dying in silence and then before you know it, he will slip into depression. Let his immediate family help them. We as Nigerians, we as netizens, I don't know much that we can do except this way that we're talking and saying, let this be done and let that be done. Because nobody now will go to their house and then ask him to go out and ask Natasha to, nobody can do that except probably his family or the family of Natasha that can look into it and then, have a conversation around that with them and then chat a way forward, or give them counsel on how best to go. Because the marriage never even work. And the marriage still they crawl, and this kind of what they happen. So if 99 is like that, how will 100 be? Anyways, I wish them all the best. But to be honest, Two-Face, it is too early for this kind of a thing to be happening. You still have time to, pull out and they have a rethink about everything. Let Natasha also have a rethink about everything. And then if there's a case of DRUG that is involved in this whole matter, let it be worked upon to be stopped if it's going to be possible. Because if the intake of that thing is still there, then more of these things will be happening and nobody is sure of what might happen tomorrow. Because before you know it, it will now go more physical. This slap is with a soft hand or whatever. Maybe next time weapons will start flying or something. We don't pray for that, but at the same time, at this particular point in time that this ugly side of the whole thing has been exposed, I just counsel that the family should look into it, and then Tuface himself should take a decision. Be a man, okay? Take a decision. It's your life first. Like I said earlier on, it's somebody that is alive that can talk of marriage. Although these people that are lying down in the graveyard there, none of them is talking about marriage. It's only the people that are alive. So you need to be alive before you talk about marriage. You need to be alive to talk about that Natasha is your peace of mind. So I don't know what you mean by that peace of mind, because what we are seeing now is nothing. It has nothing whatsoever to do with peace, let alone joining mind into it. Hey, marriage is easy, but oh, wow. So you see this marriage thing, it has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with you courted the person for a long time. It has nothing to do with you have money, whatever. It is just God that gives a good spouse. And when God gives you a good spouse, please don't take it for granted. Value it, value the person, thank God for that, and then ensure that you put in your best to make sure that you have a blissful union. Okay, guys, that's all I have to say. A lot have been said about that Two-Face thing, but this is just my one couple opinion. As usual, please leave your own opinion at the comment section. Let's have a conversation around that, okay? Thank you guys for watching my videos. By the way, compliments of the season once again, guys. I'll see you guys in my next